More like Fat Harvey. More like Fat Harvey. Oh, now you clap and laugh. Now you clap and laugh. Hey guys, welcome to Garbage Time. I'm your host, Katie Nolan. Tonight on the show, I unveil my new personal logo, I debate with comedian Gary Gulman, and we talk about beer for women. But first, in alcohol-related news, it's National Wine Day. Or as we call it here at Garbage Time, Wednesday. Get it? But actually, it being National Wine Day does make a lot of sense since I woke up this morning to New Yorkers whining incessantly about Matt Harvey. Oh, Matt Harvey is so bad, wah. One of our 4 awesome young pitchers is having a rough start, wah. He gained a couple pounds since last season, wah. You guys are ridiculous. Have you seen Bartolo Colon? He weighs a whole bunch and he hits home runs. And P.S., it's May. There are like 17 months left in the season. Harvey has plenty of time to turn it around, and maybe he will, maybe he won't, but screwing with him mentally certainly isn't going to help him do that. Just relax, okay? Have some wine. And thus concludes our new weekly segment, Katie Drinks Wine and Bitches About Stuff. Moving on, let's talk about J.J. Watt, who made headlines on Monday with a post on his Instagram account. Shockingly, no, the headline was not J.J. Watt posts 100th pouty face selfie. We're at 98, just 2 more to go. No, the newsworthy post was the unveiling of JJ's new personal logo. See? It says JJ, kind of. And it's a W for Watt, kind of. And if you turn it upside down, it says number 99, kind of. Now, me personally, when I look at this, I see a lobster doing finger guns. But a helpful article on ESPN.com explains that it was, quote, designed to look like rising buildings built from the bottom up, a metaphor for the work ethic of Watt, who was a walk-on before he received a scholarship at the University of Wisconsin. Yeah, J.J. Watt builds his buildings from the bottom up, while all you other NFL players build yours from the top down with a friggin' silver spoon in your mouth. Design flaws aside, because seriously, I see 2 chickens ramming their heads together in preparation for battle. But design flaws aside, you may be wondering why an NFL player would need a personal logo anyway, and that's a fair question. There are only 2 other active players in the NFL with personal logos right now. Cam Newton, who uses his to sell golden cleats, perfect for anyone who wants to spend $300 on literal dirt shoes, and Tom Brady, who stamps his on a $200 nutrition manual. See, you lose weight because you realize that you just threw away $200 and that makes you vomit. But that's basically it in terms of NFL players with personal logos. Not that others haven't tried in the past, plenty have. In fact, back in April of 2014, another NFL player announced their new personal logo on their Instagram account, just like JJ. It was RG3. That did not work out. I imagine he had high hopes for that logo, and it fell way short, so really it's a perfect representation of his brand. It appears JJ's logo will be used in an upcoming Reebok campaign, which Watt also teased on Monday with a video.
I don't chase dreams. I'm not here to just be better. I'm here to be my best. I don't chase dreams. I hunt them.
So the takeaway here is that J.J. Watt spends all of his time working out and none of it in bed. And yet, for some reason, he has spent a ton of money on a dope-ass bedroom and lift weights in a filthy, abandoned warehouse. You need a financial advisor, JJ. Personal logos for football players just don't make sense to me. The point of a logo is to show people what you represent and set you apart from your competition. You already have a logo that does that, JJ. It looks like this. And the bonus there is that unlike your new personal logo, you're actually allowed to wear this one on the field. So why even have a logo? Think about it. How many individual player logos have actually been successful throughout the years? Jordan, Norman, Tiger, maybe Federer. That's like tier 1 of logos. Then there's tier 2, logos you recognize but really don't see out in the world much, like Kevin Durant, Iverson, Kobe. But the majority sit squarely in tier 3. Are you laughing because it looks like a vagina? Because it totally looks like a vagina. Cool logo, Kobe. The majority of logos sit in tier 3 or below, entirely forgettable. Like, okay, whose logo is this? Anyone? Anyone? That's Vince Carter's logo. Or what about this one? Whose logo is that? Rasheed Wallace. Duh. Okay, wait, one more. Whose logo is this? You know this one, right? No, you don't. That's Sebastian Janikowski's logo, and we just made it ourselves a few minutes ago because why the would Sebastian Janikowski have his own logo? They're actually pretty easy to make. You just follow a very simple formula. Take the athlete's name or initials or the number they wear, and then add in something that represents what they're like or what they're known for. Let's use Carmelo Anthony's logo as an example. So take his name. He chose Melo. And then, because, you know, he's kind of a douche, add a tribal tattoo. Boom, logo. Personal logos are easy and pointless, but if J.J. Watt gets to have one, then it, I want one too. I don't chase dreams. $3:30? Are you kidding me? Who set that? I wake up at noon. I don't chase dreams. I hit snooze so I can have more of them. I'm sorry, guys. I just want everyone to know everywhere how hard I work, but also that I'm humble and a team player and my building's ground up. Coming up, Gary Gulman and I debate whether athletes should go to high school proms. We'll be right back. Wine day. Welcome back to Garbage Time, guys. This week is a big week in sports. Obviously, we got the NBA Conference Finals, the NHL Conference Finals, and of course, the annual Scripps National Spelling Bee, which I love. I always go back and forth on whether or not the kids are athletes. On the one hand, they're highly skilled and competitive. On the other, they spell everything right. Of course, the surest way to figure out if something is a sport or not is to see if you can gamble on it. And you used to be able to. It was the best way to profit off the hard work of children besides investing in Apple. The bets you could make were mostly prop bets, stuff like what gender the winner would be, whether or not they would be homeschooled, or if they'd be wearing glasses. In case you're wondering, the correct answers there are female, yes, and obviously. But this year it's been hard to find any of those illegal gambling sites that give odds on the bee, which is garbage and makes a mockery of all the hard work these kids put into their sport. So I did my homework and I read up on this year's contestants, and I'm going to give you guys the odds you so desperately crave. Yes. Right? Yeah. You're excited as I'm excited. First, let's look at my long shot. 6-year-old Akash. Now, some might say he's too young to be champ, but I say age ain't nothing but a number, and this competition is about letters. Says here in his bio that he was drawn to the English language as a baby, weren't we all? And he participated in his first spelling bee when he was just 2.5 years old. How does such a young kid spell such complicated words?
As I say the letters come out of my mind, and I say the first letter every time the letters come out.
Of course. Why didn't I think of that? He enjoys studying geography and jumping on trampolines. I'm giving Akash 25-1 odds to win it all next year, because right before we finished taping this, he got eliminated. But it was bacteriolytic? Come on. The kid before him got mimosa. Anyway, let's look at my emotional favorite, 13-year-old Ella. Not only does Ella list Green Day as one of her favorite bands, but she also plays bass in an all-girl rock band named Misnomers. And according to her bio, she's sure she's going to make a difference in the world someday, but for now, she doesn't have a clue as to how. So basically, this 13-year-old is cooler and more self-aware than any of us. She says she can think of only one word to describe herself, Nerdy, but Ella, I can think of another, BFF. Let's give Ella 10-1 odds to take this home. And finally, I'm going to give you the sure shot best bet. 13-year-old Sneha. She takes jazz, contemporary, and ballet dance. lessons, so she's quick on her feet. She started as a kindergartner spelling against 5th graders, and she went on to win the school Spanish Spelling Bee 4 consecutive times. Como se dice dynasty? She won the Central Valley Regional Bee in 2015 and 2016, and tied for 4th in last year's Scripps. The story writes itself. Sneha is 2012 LeBron. We're going to give her 2-to-1 odds to fulfill her destiny. So, guys, you're welcome. Those are my bets. All the money on Akash next year. I love you. Moving on. Everyone knows that sports aren't really about who wins the games anymore. They're more about who wins the heated debate that follows. In the interest of embracing discussion, I brought in comedian Gary Gulman to square off against me in some of this week's Hot Topics. Gary, thank you for being here today to debate these very serious sports topics with me.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
A new rule proposal in Major League Baseball could mean pitchers no longer have to throw 4 pitches when intentionally walking a batter. The batter would just get to take the base. I will be saying that pitchers should have to throw 4 balls, and you will be arguing that pitchers should not have to throw 4 balls.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Okay. Obviously, pitchers should have to throw 4 balls because it's an at-bat. So you can't just say the guy gets to go to the base, he has to earn it. And how does he earn it? He has to stand there and watch 4 ridiculous pitches across the plate.
It's watching 2 adults play catch, and they should just have a ceremony where he says to the guy, he says, hey, like that. He just goes like that.
Go ahead. There's already a way to speed it up. Just hit the guy.
Ooh, I like that. But then you've got the problem where the bench is clear and there's a fight which slows down the game even more.
Who gives a That's exciting.
You're absolutely right.
Fights are much more exciting than baseball.
You're absolutely right on that.
All right, a new Washington Post poll shows that 9 in 10 Native Americans are not offended by the Redskins team name. So, Gary, I will be arguing that the Redskins should not change their name. And you will be arguing that the Redskins should change their name. So the Redskins should keep the name the Redskins because 9 out of 10 people aren't offended. 9 out of 10 Native Americans. So if they change the name, they're just giving in to the PC police. And that's, you don't want to do that. Also, it's a slippery slope. If you change the Redskins, what's next? Then people might be like, you know, Packers could mean something offensive too. You should probably change that.
Similar to what happened with the Brooklyn hook-nosed Jews. Many years ago, we were outraged.
Gary, the NBA and NHL postseasons are both well underway. I will be arguing that the NHL postseason is superior, while you will be arguing that the NBA postseason is superior.
That'll be an easy one. One name, Steph Curry. I watch him shoot, and I'm actually present at that moment. Only when I'm really drunk or I'm eating ice cream am I really present. But also, there's a third now when Steph Curry is shooting a three-pointer.
But like Steph Curry is one person, and that's the problem with the NBA postseason. It's all about superstars, and if that one guy gets hurt, then everything sucks. You don't want to watch it anymore. Whereas in the NHL, when somebody gets hurt, they just play through it. Like, they could lose their whole rib cage and they're like, I'll keep going. But also just it's a team and the games are closer and you don't really know who's gonna win.
I just find it incredibly difficult to find the thing they're trying to put into the net.
The puck. Yeah, the little puck.
It's just so small.
We put a flame on it for you for a while
I remember
there. People made fun of us for that. We tried to make it glow and everyone was like, now I see too much. So what do you want from us? Lastly, it's prom season, which means that athletes from all sports are being asked to attend the event by high schoolers on social media. I will be taking the stance that pro athletes should go to high school proms. You, Gary, will argue that pro athletes should not go to high school proms. This is hard. Pro athletes should totally go to high school proms because you're a if you don't. Also, chances are, like, when you were in high school as an athlete, you were so busy doing athlete sports stuff that you didn't get to go to prom. And so it's a cool opportunity for athletes to go to prom.
You're right, I did not go to my prom, but it had nothing to do with practice or game or anything like that. I didn't go to my prom because I was unattractive. I was this tall and about 70 pounds lighter with braces, and it was hard enough to stay home on that Friday night, knowing that there were people having fun who were my age. And then I'm going to find out that a girl I had a crush on took Roger Clemens to the prom. How can I go to school on Monday knowing that I missed out on one, meeting Roger Clemens, and two, going to one of the seminal moments of a young man's life?
Very seminal.
Extremely seminal.
My last thing I want to take a really hard stance on, Gary, is that everyone should watch your special, It's About Time, on Netflix.
Oh, thank you.
Please argue the opposite.
Oh, I will. It's unwatchable.
No, it's fantastic.
No,
it's great.
I'll take the pro. Watch my special on
Yeah.
Netflix. It's my best work so far.
It's good.
Thank you.
I don't know about best work so far. That's good. Thanks, Gary. You're a giant funny man. And this time he buttoned his shirt all the way up, which was really nice of him. Coming up, I add one kind of beer, drop another kind of beer, and drink a beer of my own, plus wine. Stick around. Holy
Hey sports fans, remember this? This week, last year, Rockets guard James Harden set a playoff record for turnovers against the Golden State Warriors. Why? Rapper Lil B cursed James Harden because he says Harden stole his celebration for eating soup. Soup? Soup? But in the end, Lil B forgave him on Twitter. I'm going to ask the base god to lift the curse off James Harden. I think he gets it. World record for turnovers, leave him alone. The lesson? Simple. Never pantomime a soup celebration if a little-known rapper is going to curse you for maybe copying him. Remember this? Soup!
I was gonna just do the soup thing, but I'm genuinely afraid. I'm sorry, Lil B. This is ridiculous. Welcome back to Garbage Time, guys. Hey, it's time for Ad Drop! It's also time to refill my wine glass. Yes. First up, I'm going to add the NFL Communications Twitter account at NFL345 for liking this tweet, which reads, "One of the reasons why I want to kick a puppy every time Roger Goodell utters the word integrity, he has none." They quickly unfavorited it, of course, but the North remembers. The North remembers. And speaking of the NFL, I'm going to drop the Buffalo Bills. First, they won't let the media report on them anymore, instilling new rules like no standing on the grass, no reporting on personnel groupings, or who dropped a pass, or, what Rex is eating for lunch. And then on Tuesday, their GM, Doug Whaley, said this: "This is the game of football. Injuries are part of it. It's a violent game that I personally don't think humans are supposed to play." Which explains why the Bills don't. Next, I'm going to add Oatmaha, a new beer that Denver's Factotum Brewhouse and Indianapolis's Tow Yard Brewing Company teamed up to create in honor of Peyton Manning and his time spent in both horse mascot cities over his career. Get it? Oatmaha, because horses like oats. I'm really just adding it so that I can drop High Heel Brewing Company, who announced they'll be creating a new beer that caters specifically to women. Do we really need this? Did women have a hard time finding beer before? It's in the kitchen. Don't make beers for women. Just drink KN Pale Ale. Jesus Christ, Mushnick's gonna hate this show. Next, that's delicious. Next, I'm gonna add the International Olympic Committee for being champions of safe sex.
The IOC says it will be distributing 450,000 condoms during the Rio de Janeiro Olympics this summer, including, for the first time ever, female condoms.
So, right, no one's ever included a female condom in anything. They're giving 100,000 female condoms, which is not enough, because there's a lot of trial and error there. I'm not sure how to... We're going to waste like 5 just trying to figure out how to use it. And since we're talking condoms, obviously, I'm going to drop Tim Tebow for writing not 1, but 2 books. His second book, Shaken, Discovering Your True Identity in the Midst of Life's Storms, is due out in October. But he still hasn't discovered that he is a tight end. And that's it for Ad Drop. This feels good. This is good. This is a good segment. Coming up, we crown our Garbage Time Hero of the Week, and guess what? It's a dog again. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Garbage Time, guys. Run out of time on the show, but there's some stuff we didn't cover. So before we go, some shout-outs. First, shout out to Draymond Green, who avoided suspension for Game 4, but given his performance, no one told him he was allowed to play. Shout out to RG3, who threw a ball away over a 16-foot fence in practice today. Said Browns coaches, no, we want you to throw it over the defense, not the fence. Shout out to Eli Apple's mom, who got a job at ESPN. Hey, if she's really good, maybe one day she'll get to work for FS1. Last, we have to give a shout out to our Garbage Time Hero of the Week. This week, it's this little guy. Oh, a dog? This is shocking. But wait, is it a dog or is it a raptor? I thought they were extinct. He's so cute. He dunked. That's all for this week, guys. Thanks to Gary Gulman for being hilarious. Thanks to you for watching. Have a great week, guys. Here's more garbage. Show the dog again! I'm drunk.
Good debating.
Good debating. Welcome back to Garbage Time, guys. Hey, it's time for ad drop. Title card. No, idiot. No, you stupid. Haven't you watched this JJ Watt promotional video 15 times? Don't you know the beats?